All right, so this is Traveler. He is a 3-year-old stud, but this afternoon we're getting him cut, so by the end of the day he won't be a stud anymore. But he's really been a very good stud, which is why we've left him a stud till 3. He's really a gentleman. For instance, we were on a trail ride just a week or two ago, and this lady who was riding alone, she was riding a mare, happened to ride up with us, and he was great. I mean, he might have looked at the mare once, but as soon as I told him, hey, don't do that, he never nickered, he never did anything steady with that. So I was pretty pleased with that. So while I'm tacking him up, I did want to tell you about these scars that are on his back. So he has a little bit of scarring here and quite a bit of scarring back here. But especially this one does not affect the saddle at all. I've never had pain issues or anything. The saddle's been fine with it. But the story behind those scars is kind of cool. So kind of cool in a sad way. But anyway, he grew up in West Texas, out big ranch country in the Midland, Odessa area. And the mare band that his mom was with before he was weaned, somehow they got locked off of water and into a pasture that only had oil field chemicals. And a bunch of the mares drank the chemicals and died, including his mom. And most of the foals they found, 50 feet away from their mom or something dead, but they never found him. And a month or two later, he showed up in a different mare band, in a different pasture. And we think that these scars are probably from going underneath a barbed wire fence to get to the other pasture. And so, it just shows that he is really a survivor. He's smart. He knows how to not panic. He knows how to not do dumb stuff that gets him killed. And he figured all that out. And so I've always just really liked this horse just because of that story. And then I think it also made him just realize, life's a lot bigger than the little things that scare most horses, because he just came out of the box so gentle. He's always been it took a little bit of training, but he's always been about this gentle. And so he's really cool. I'll go ahead and get him saddled and jump on and show you where I'm at with him in terms of riding. I really wanted him to make a really good cow horse, and I think he could. I think he could be pretty talented at it, but he's so big. I just think that the roping thing, he would just be such a shoo-in for that. And the bloodlines that he's from, a lot of the horses from this ranch that I'm talking about down there, a lot of them have gone to be fairly high-dollar rope horses, and so I need to downsize horses anyway. And so I thought, man, instead of trying to force him into the cow horse mold, let's see if we can get him out roping. And with his size, I just think he could be really good at it. So, so that's what I want to try to have happen. So I'd say he probably has about 6 months of riding. That's not necessarily 5 days a week of riding. I haven't had the time to devote that much time to him. But he's had quite a bit. And he's worked buffalo. He's been around cows a little bit. I haven't roped off of him because, like I said, I'm more in the cow horse training thing, but.
What was that?
Oh, the cinch pulled out from the other side of the saddle, and it just kind of startled him for a second. The cinch the breast collar was stuck underneath the saddle, and when I pulled it out, it just kind of made a noise. But if he ever does spook or something, that's about the most you get right there. He's just doesn't take anything too seriously. Obviously, super good to have his feet done. In fact, it's kind of funny. I don't know if you can hear me while I'm turned away like this. The very first time we had his feet done, I had just barely kind of started halter breaking him. In fact, I had never had a halter on. I'd done some groundwork, just no halter, just kind of getting up where I could start to touch him and stuff. I mean, you got to remember, he spent the first 2 years of his life essentially wild, basically like Mustangs, even though it was, domestic ranch. But so I'd spent a few days getting up to where I could touch him, but I'd never even had a halter on him. And I think I had COVID. I was sick as a dog this day, and the farrier was here, and he was doing the other horses, and he was like, it'd really be good to get his feet done. And it's like, let me just see if I can get a halter on him. I don't know, because I felt so sick, but it's like, let me see if I can get a halter on him. Let's see if he can do his feet. So I did. I got a halter on him, and the farrier did all 4 feet literally the very first time he was ever haltered. That's just how gentle this horse came out of the box. Pretty much only ridden him in the snaffle. I've had the Hackamore on him a couple times. He did fine. Never ridden him in anything bigger than a snaffle yet. That's going to be way too big for him, or small. All right, here we go. Oh, I'm going to hand my phone to you. Thanks. have to work that dog. Yeah, stop can be better than that when he's a little bit more warmed up.
Have you done rollbacks on him?
A little bit. Yeah.
Man, he is huffing and puffing.
What's that?
He is huffing and puffing.
I know, right? He's a little fat. Free feed alfalfa cubes with all of our geldings. We're trying to put weight on everybody. He's kind of gone a little the opposite extreme, I think, and maybe put on a little too much weight. So, and I haven't had as much time to ride him as I should. So he's a little out of shape right now. But pretty athletic, pretty quick. When he gets warmed up a little more, he's not quite so head high and crazy. He can really, go with the flow more, but he's a little worked up right now. But you can see he's really listening to me good, even though he is in a little bit worked up state. He's doing everything I'm asking him to. He's listening to me good, so. It's really a fun horse to ride, I think. But he is very green. He needs a lot of work. You can see how soft he is with these reins. He doesn't necessarily hold his head in a nice fluid place yet, but he'll put it there when you ask for it. He's really good about picking up his shoulders and moving off your foot. Like here, if I want to come to the inside, just adding some outside foot. And then if I want to push the circle back out, adding some inside foot. I can really push him in and out with my feet. Let's see. He has a nice soft backup. Pick up his feet and that back up. I can push his hind end around pretty easily. I can push his front end around pretty easily in the counter bend. Let's see, we can back in a circle. Maybe this one's still a little harder for him. I'm pushing with my left leg on the outside, trying to move his hind end towards the camera. There it goes. Good. And then movement. The backing a circle needs a little work. There you go. But he really works with you. That's what I really like about him, is he doesn't get mad about stuff. He just tries to figure out what you're wanting from him. What else should we do? Right aside a little bit?
Yeah. All right, you're at 8 minutes. Oh, nice.
I got to figure out that stop better, but
Hey, that looked good.
he's stopping. I'm just not sitting down.
Oh.
Anything else I want to demonstrate some turnarounds, even though that's not a roping thing. But
I was gonna say, yeah, walk straight at me and then straight away.
okay.
Nice. Nice.
down every day after I ride him, and he's great with being bathed. I can spray all over his face. He's one of the best horses about being sprayed in the face. What else is there? That's pretty much it. He kind of showed his stops. He doesn't have a great stop yet, but he wants to stop. I'm just not really sitting it yet. Turnarounds, loping circles.